In this tutorial video, I'm going to show you how to create your coach bio post. You can view our existing bio post by clicking on our team. And here you can view all of the existing coach bios in order from when they joined Sand and Steel Fitness. If you click on any of the bios, you'll see that they have numerous sections such as Instagram, certifications, articles, even videos, and an About Me section. I'm going to show you how to create this whole thing using a template that we have already pre-built for you. But to do that, we have to log in, and that's step one. So you type sandandsteelfitness.com/wp-login.php. That'll take you to a login screen. If you don't remember your password or never set it up, just click for lost password. It will reset your password. It'll be at your Sand and Steel Fitness email address. So paul@sandandsteelfitness.com, for example. I'm going to do this whole thing from Cindy's profile, who is a coach who has all the same rights as any new coach. This way you see exactly what it looks like. Once I'm logged in, that's kind of half the battle. And what I'm going to be looking at is mostly posts here. So I'm going to click on Posts, All Posts. And we can see here that Cindy finished her first post, but she still doesn't have a bio. So we're going to create a new bio for her by clicking Add New. There are 3 editors in WordPress: the Classic Editor, the Block Editor, and Elementor. We are looking right now at the Block Editor. It is the new WordPress editor. It is great for certain things, but when design is the main element, we really want to use Elementor. So we're going to do a little bit of setup in Block Editor, and then we're going to switch over to Elementor. So I'm going to type our title, Cindy Moore, CrossFit, and personal training, because that's what she does. I'm going to just save that to the clipboard. And then I'm going to go over to the right and check all the settings. So she's in coaches. That will fill her into that coaches list. We can add the tags that's relevant. Personal trainer. CrossFit. I know Cindy's affiliated with Team Red, White, and Blue, so we can grab that tag. And any other ones, you want to do anywhere from 2 to 5 tags. Next, we got to set her featured image. That's going to be a 400 by 400 resolution image of her. We've already put in her alt text, and so we can click Set Featured Image. The excerpt we're going to come back to, we can actually edit that in Elementor directly. The focus keyword in this case is just Cindy Moore, because that's what the post is about. And we have finished all the stuff that we need to right now. So we're going to hit Save Draft. And we're just going to change that to be and, so it's not ampersand. Save that again. And if we wanted to see what it looks like right now, we could see it. It's not going to show much. We haven't typed a lot yet. But this will render a preview for us, and this is what it's looking like so far. Okay, so I'm going to close the preview window. I'm going to switch over to Elementor. Now Elementor is another design editor, right? And so we actually have a template for coaches to use. And to use an existing template, you click this little folder guy right here, Add Template. I custom created this template for our coaches, so you click My Templates, and then you have to just scroll down to find Personal Trainer Template. Insert. Override all the settings, and then just let it load for a second. Okay. There's a lot of stuff that it loads, so it takes a second. Alright, so we've loaded our template in. So all Cindy would have to do now is just customize it. So let's go top left to down right. We're just going to go through one at a time. Replace with your personal training certifications. I have Cindy's ones on her staff, so I'm going to grab that really quick. Okay, so I click edit, and I'm going to edit here on the left side. I no longer need this orange text. I'm going to make this heading 3, and I'm going to delete all of this, and I'm going to paste as text the information I just pulled. You would just type this. I pulled it from ZenPlanner because I don't know Cindy's certifications off the top of my head. I'm going to put the bullets back. Okay, and that's what we have to do for this first section. If you remember when we were setting up the post, I told you we were going to come back to the excerpt. On the bios, we use somebody's certifications, right? So I'm going to click here. I'm going to grab all this HTML text. I'm going to click on settings, and the same excerpt field is right here. I'm going to paste that in. That way, when her bio loads, it'll show all the certifications just like all the other coaches. And in fact, you can see I actually made an error. They're actually numbered, not bullets. No problem. Let's go ahead and fix that though. So I could fix it directly in the HTML if I wanted to. And the way to do that is just by changing UL, which is unordered list, to OL, ordered list. And that's the fancy HTML way to do that. But say you don't know that that's the HTML code. I'm going to check it just in case to make sure I'm actually right, because I'm not 100% positive. But it did work. You can see I switched it here. But if you don't want to do it that way, all you have to do is instead of selecting the bulleted list right here, you just select numbered list and it'll work just fine. Okay, so now we got her certification set up. I want to switch this button because right now this button is going to go to another coach because it's a template. Where do we get Cindy's sessions from? We get it from ZenPlanner. So I'm going to go all the way up to our top of our page. I'm going to click on calendar. This pulls up the master schedule. I'm going to filter just to Cindy's sessions. And then I'm going to click on week because I think most people want to see it at a week view. I'm going to delete this section right here. This section pre-fills the current date. We don't want the current date. We want whatever date somebody's looking at this. So I'm just going to click delete, and then I can press enter and you can see the page still works. And then I'm going to copy this URL. I'm going to go back over to this button and see the link right here. We're going to delete that link. We're going to paste in a new one. Okay, I can delete this. If you right click on any Elementor widget, you can just delete it. Okay, this is a picture. So we want to put in a picture. We're going to look at Cindy's library of pictures she's taken and select the one that we like the best. It could be any one. That one's kind of nice. That one's really cool too. Let's go with this one. Or this one's good too. I mean, any one is really good. This one's kind of facing the wrong way on the page, but we can even edit that, and maybe that'll be good to teach you that little trick. So I'm going to click here, click download, show in folder. Okay, there's the image. We're going to have to compress it first though. So first thing I'm going to do is rename it TRX row. There's a lot of ways that you can compress images. There's tons and tons of ways. Canva has a built-in image compression tool, so why don't we just use that? So I'm going to go into our Canva account, which you have an account set up for you in your Trello, and create a new design. And we want it to be square, so we can click square. I'm going to go over to photos, or uploads, upload new media, click here, downloads, there's a picture we just took. Click on it. Now I'm going to flip it over here. I could do it in WordPress too, but since we're already in Canva, we might as well. And then I'm going to actually attach it to the background. That looks great. Honestly, we don't need anything else. That's a fantastic picture that Cindy took. I'm going to click our title, TRX row with Cindy Moore. And then I'm going to click download. We're going to switch from PNG, which is better for printing, to JPEG. 80% is fine, and click download. Now I'm going to show you something that's important to understand. The original picture that Cindy took with her high-end camera was 3 megabytes, which is a lot for a web page to load. The one that Canva optimized is 227 kilobytes. It's less than 10% of the size. On most phones, you won't be able to see. I'm going to bring over just so you can see the quality difference. It's hard to even see it at this size. Printing, you might see it. So that's what we have to optimize. But now I have that done. I can go back to Elementor, click over here, and I can select my image. I'm going to go to Upload Files, select. There's the picture we just took. Click Open. And maybe we'll actually talk about her core class. Check out our CrossFit core class. That's her caption. Now in this case, since we're talking about the class, there's a lot of things I could do to maybe even mention that a little more. So one thing I can certainly do is select the caption. We have the attachment caption that I just wrote, and then it's right here. And honestly, I think most people would think if I clicked on this, I would go to the core page. At least I would think so. So let's specify a link. We're going to do a custom URL, and then what we'd have to do is find the TRX page. I'm sorry, find the CrossFit core page. So I'll go to fitness classes, group fitness classes, and just look for it. It's right here. Copy the link for that. Go back to Elementor and click paste. Okay, so now when they click on it, it'll go to that page. Okay, so this row is done. Over here, this text is what you're going to fill out as to what is important to you. This is pre-filled. I think I use Katie's information here. So all you're going to do as a coach is you're just going to click on it and just edit the text so that it is representative of what's important to you. Over here we have a post that Simone did, but since Cindy is not Simone, we're going to grab an Instagram post that she did. Okay, so how do you... So I noticed at the moment, normally we use an Instagram post here, but sometimes, you know, websites functions get updated, and for whatever reason on Elementor, the Instagram functionality is just not working on Elementor. They'll probably update something. There's lots of parts that power a website. So since the Instagram isn't working, we'll just use Facebook. Very easy to do. We're going to delete this block and type in Facebook, and we're going to do a Facebook embed, and we'll move this right over here. And then to find our Facebook post, we just go to our Facebook page, right? I'm signed in, but if you look at Sand & Steel's profile, I would just scroll down till I find a post that Cindy had contributed to. And I have this one right here in the low row. So I'm going to grab the link, or I can click here to copy the link. So I'm going to click over here, and that creates the editor. See this URL right here? We're going to replace that, and that pulls the video directly. But I'm going to click full post so I can see the caption as well too. Excellent. So all that is done. So we can click off of that. This is just instructions to you on how to do it for Instagram. As I said, at the moment it's not working. Similarly, stuff does change, right? So if you find anything that doesn't work as I'm showing you on the website, let me know. There's usually workarounds for just about everything. I'm going to go ahead and delete those instructions. And this was an image to tell you how to do it on Instagram, but since we're using Facebook, we don't need it. I'll close this as well. And here, Cindy's going to upload her certifications and compress them like we showed before. And all she does is click here and she'll switch over and put up some of her certifications that she has. And then she can put them right here and here. She can make it smaller or add columns if she wants to add a column. I can right click and add a column. I could also switch this entirely to be like a gallery, in which case it'll auto do it, which would be good if, since Cindy has a few certifications, that would work better. I'll show you how to create the gallery instead. So we're going to go ahead and delete this column altogether. And then I'm going to delete this one because that's just a picture. That gives me an empty frame. And I'm going to click on gallery. And we just need a basic gallery for this. And then what Cindy would do is she'd click here and grab all the pictures of her certifications. And then once she does that, they'll all be loaded. She can specify columns. Image size is probably going to be medium large. And she's good to go. So she just put her images and all her certifications will appear here. Okay. Moving down, the articles. So these are articles that that Katie's written. We want to make articles that Cindy's written. So first thing, we can just read through these instructions. Select your name as the author under query. It will come up as blank if you've written any articles yet. Cindy, we know, wrote one, so it shouldn't be blank. So we're going to click over here. And as the instructions say, we have to scroll down until we get to query. And you can see it's set for Katie Gunn. So we're going to switch it to Cindy. And then it pulls up the one article that she's written so far. If I wanted to change, make it look a little bigger because she only got one maybe, I can change paginate, I can change layout and make it 2 columns. That way it doesn't look quite so empty. I'll delete this section here. New post that Cindy does will automatically go in here so you don't need to do it. And I'm actually going to delete this little empty row because we don't need the extra white space. Right click, delete. Okay, moving right along. Now, Cindy also has some videos on YouTube as well. To get those, we just find Sand and Steel Fitness's YouTube channel. Sand and Steel Fitness YouTube. Click over here. This will bring up our YouTube page. You can see we have a playlist tab. And then we're just going to look for her playlist. I think there's a way to view them all at one time too, but we'll find it. Oh, it's standing I mean right here. You're on camera, I'll tell you, mess everything up. View full playlist, and that brings us to Cindy's playlist. So, we want to actually get YouTube to load this automatically for us, so we're going to click here, share, and we're going to grab this code right here. Okay? And then I'm going to go over back to Elementor, and see this link right here. We're going to delete that and paste in the new one, and we'll see if it loads. Loads on here, doesn't load on here, which makes me think it won't load. Oh, it does. Okay, it loads fine. Embeds are tricky on WordPress. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. It depends on if everybody's kind of building up their software where they're supposed to. But there are, like I said, there's workarounds for all this stuff. So if you're having trouble, let me know. Okay, We have our YouTube link embedded. Get rid of this one. We don't need this one. Right click, delete. Okay, we have our 3 tips for the TRX row. Now I do realize that we have 2 posts kind of on the same thing, right? This is the video, and then maybe like the video twice because it's the same video. So maybe we switch this one because I think Cindy's done 2 posts. Let me scroll down and find another one. And similarly, Cindy could change her bio at any time. Oh, she did this nice post. So we're going to click here. Edit post, embed. That's just instructions on embedding. We'll click here. There we go. I should have, I think the link is just right up here. That should be the link. Let's see if it works. Okay, works fine. Keep scrolling down. Okay, so we have these accordions here, which gives you a little information about, you know, the individual coach. So this coach said Deadpool, and then this coach said Thanksgiving. You're going to replace this text on the left with whatever your favorite holiday is, your favorite songs, that kind of stuff. So I'll leave this text in here for Cindy because I have no idea what her favorite stuff is. That's why we asked for those questions. And looking pretty good. One thing you notice, for example, is when we embedded it, you can see that the video is kind of cut. And that has to do with, I think YouTube's updated some of its embedding functionality on Elementor. As I mentioned, there are workarounds for this, and I kind of stay up with this all the time. I did find some software from CodeGina right now that's working great. And if you paste your URL, we need the YouTube one. And we can specify our width, 1200. We can specify that it's responsive. And then we can generate our code. And then if we paste this code in instead of the YouTube link, so we'll delete, we actually just do this right from the text editor. You can see now it's going to load correctly because this company CodeGina built some updates to their software, so it goes away. We can get rid of their little link though. And now we have the full size. And Cindy's bio looks pretty much done. She'll click on Save Draft so that I'll have a chance to review it. Can double check all our settings are good. And then what you do is you go over to Trello and let me know that her bio is ready for my review. If we close out of Elementor by clicking on View Dashboard, it'll take you back to the WordPress block editor. You won't see it, it doesn't show, it just shows you an Elementor note. But if we click here, we can see that her post is all ready to go. And I'll let her know that she's almost done with it. She just needs to click over here, Edit with Elementor, to fill in the last details. I hope this video was helpful. Please let me know if you have any other questions, and hit me up on Trello if you need any assistance getting your bio up on the website. See you guys in the gym.